Hi there, my name is Vic Veer. I'm an ENT consultant surgeon that works for the NHS at the Royal National ENT Hospital in central London. So today I'm going to review some devices that help you keep your mouth shut at night so you can end up training yourself to breathe through your nose. This is important for people who are just simple snorers and don't want to snore anymore. They just want to stop the noise at night. An awful lot of the time it's because their nose is blocked and they've tried a spray. We even had an operation such as a septoplasty or septorhinoplasty, and then all of a sudden they can breathe through their nose again, but they carry on snoring because they're breathing through their mouth at night because they haven't started learning how to breathe through their nose again. They've spent so long breathing through their mouth, even though their nose is unblocked now, they have to be trained to revert back or habituate back to breathing through their nose again. Now, there are two classes of device I want to talk about. One is a chin strap that sort of goes around here, a bit of rubber band, and keeps your mouth closed like that. And the other one is a mouth tape that goes across your mouth there. They both have their pros and cons, and I'm just going to talk through them now. So I'm going to start off with these chin straps. And here's the first one. It's basically just a bit of rubber band, basically. You put this over your chin like this, and you put this over the top like that. Now, these holes are meant to be where your ears are, and maybe I'm just a very odd person, but my ears don't seem to be up here near my temples, but my ears are sort of here, which I thought was normal. Obviously not. If I try and put it back where it just flops down, so I'm not sure if this actually works for me. Maybe other people in the world have different shaped heads. But anyway, you have to put it on quite tight, and it does disrupt the elegance of my beard slightly. And it doesn't really close my mouth. I could still... doesn't seem to do anything really. I guess if I made it a lot tighter... Oh yeah, that does work. But you do look ridiculous. And a bit grumpy. But anyway, that's one. And I'm not sure, that feels like it'll fall off quite quickly. There is a different type, which is slightly more complex. And it's a bit of a fiddle to put this one on. But a similar sort of idea. Oh dear. I said a bit of a fiddle. Actually, that feels a lot more comfortable. The other one sort of either pressed underneath here and pushed up your tongue, which is obviously not a good idea, or pushed your chin back. Again, not a great idea. It does feel more comfortable closing my mouth, and it does almost sit over my ears, maybe a bit further back than before. Maybe I could move it forward. Yeah, it works well. My ears aren't like crushed inside as well. Again, it doesn't look any less ridiculous, but you're only wearing it for about 6 weeks. Yeah, the top one is the one that you need to really tighten up to keep your mouth closed. And this one does pull it up a little bit rather than push it back. So I think this one works a lot better. So out of these two, I think go for the slightly more complex looking one. So the one I picked up was the snore reduction chin strap. I'll put a link to the description below. So now onto mouth tape. There are two different types I found on Amazon. One was this sort of X. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll put it on my lips for you. And it sort of works. I don't know if you can see that. Ow. It doesn't pull out your beard hair if you've got a beard. Because it's an X, you can sort of breathe around the edges, so just in case you're not sure and for some reason you wanted to put tape on your mouth, even though you're not sure if you've got sleep apnea, you can still sort of breathe around the edges here. Still not a good idea, just don't do it. But the other thing that slightly worries me is that you're using tape to keep your mouth together here, but you're not stopping your jaw from falling back. The chin strap has the advantage of bringing your jaw forward ever so slightly, particularly with the slightly more complicated one. So the next class of mouth tape, as it were, is called somnifix. I'll put an image of it just here somewhere. And it looks a little bit like this, and there's a tiny little hole in the middle. I'll just open this. It's more complicated than it looks, sorry. Right, and they think that everyone frowns at night. No one smiles, everyone has to frown. You put this on your lips like this. And there's a little hole in the middle here, so you can breathe through there. That doesn't make any sense if you're trying to keep your mouth closed. Ow. Like I said, the reason for these is to keep your mouth shut. You could do this if your nose is unblocked and you don't have any other problems with your breathing. But I guess that little thing there is a safety valve if you're desperate to breathe through your mouth at night. It has the same problems as the X type of mouth tape. It only holds your lips together, so those people with a rather floppy jaw, they lie on their back, and that happens and they start snoring because of that. It doesn't keep your jaw forward like the chin straps do, but compared to the chin strap, this is slightly less cosmetically unappealing. As I said, it takes about 6 weeks to train yourself to breathe through your nose at night. So you only have to wear these devices for about 6 weeks. If you find that you have to use these devices for longer than that, sort of 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, then there may be something else going on. Maybe you have obstructive sleep apnea or upper airway resistance syndrome. Go back to your doctor and get checked out again. or perhaps your nose isn't as unblocked as you think it is, again, get checked out by your doctor just to make sure you can breathe properly through your nose. If you've got sleep apnea, your oxygen levels are dropping, you don't want to be doing this to someone and them having to rely on trying to breathe through their nose at night. It's just dangerous. Don't do that. But if you know that you don't have sleep apnea, you can breathe through your nose, these devices should be fine. And once you're trained to breathe through your nose again, you don't have to wear these devices anymore. So out of these 4 products, if you're going to go for a mouth tape, if you really want to use that, you could use this one. Personally, I prefer one of those slightly more complex chin strap ones, and they work a little bit better. Like I said, it's only temporary. You don't have to wear it for a very long time, just enough for you to train yourself to breathe through your nose again. And so I hope you found that useful. Thank you very much for watching.